Hey guys, Nick Sauce with Point Shift Drive. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a little quick review on a new toy I got. And this is great for anybody out there who likes to wrench on their own cars, but maybe doesn't have room for a lift like I don't. And that is this right here. This is the QuickJack. And you can tell that this is definitely not, something flimsy. This is like the real deal thing. But I did want to walk you through exactly what this is, how this works, what needs to be put together, all that great stuff, and also show you how I use it. So stay tuned. We're going to cover that stuff right now. Well, true to form, it has just started raining a little bit, so I'm not going to let that stop me. We're still going to go through this, but just know that it's going to be a little wet here. Hopefully it stops soon. It's just light rain. But I did want to walk you through the QuickJack and what I had to do to get it together. But first, let me show you what comes in the kit. So first and foremost, this is the pump. This right here. And as you can see here, here's the electrical junction box. This is the reservoir. You actually have to fill this with ATF. And then it's got these really sturdy male and female connectors here. And when you get the kit, now this is a little bit of a pain, but when you get the kit, you actually have to, and I don't know if you guys can see this, you actually have to go ahead and connect them yourself. And they give you like the thread tape and everything, but it's still such a pain because you got to get it on perfectly at the right tightness, make sure there's no leaks, and you do it on both ends. And they do give you these two very long cords to go to the jacks themselves, right? And let me show you this. Over here is the control box, and pretty simple, right? You got two buttons, one goes up, one goes down, so you can't really mess up the operation. Now for the jacks themselves, here's what they look like. These come pre-built, which is good. You don't actually have to assemble those. But again, you got to do the connectors here, and these are connected already, just so I can show you guys. But you do also have to connect into the actuator itself. And the directions are pretty good. They walk you through all this stuff, again, with thread tape and everything. You got to get the right angle. I think it was 10 degrees. But even after you've done all of that, there's this little thing right here. This is an extra little reservoir that's actually, it's actually an air reservoir. So that way it actually provides a little bit of cushion as the jack comes down. So one of the steps is that you actually have to pressurize that. And I believe it's 40 to 50 pounds, and I just used a bike pump, which worked pretty well. But you want to be careful not to overinflate it, because if you go too much, you can actually break some seals. So that was a little, not a big deal, but just one of the steps you got to do. And then the other thing is, you got to make sure that you put your jacks facing the right way. And so the way I'm doing it is, this sticker faces to the front of the car, and then also, you got to make sure that the jack, the where it says QuickJack, it's readable on your side, because if you put this on the other side, you can actually screw some stuff up, especially because this is the right here. This is the safe. So as the car rises, there's 2 points here and here where this locks to keep the rise safe for you, and if you miss it, you won't be able to get underneath your car to fix that. So just FYI. Also, and this thing came off a little bit, but it comes with these blocks, and this one you can see has got a mark because I've been using it. This is the tall one. There's also a short one for lowered cars, and here on the BMWs, you got these square pegs right here. That's where you want to jack from. And so what you do is you take this You simply just set it on the shelf of the jack and you align it right to where the peg is. And as this comes up, it'll just connect right there, right? So I'm actually gonna adjust this a little bit. I'm gonna pull that out, just a smidge. Make sure that this side's the same. And by the way, these things are kind of heavy. I mean, you know, I think just even one of these things probably weighs like 40 pounds, maybe a little bit more. This particular one, as you can see, is the 5,000 pound rating. So basically good for any like passenger cars. Okay, so now let's actually try lifting the car and see what happens. And you got to lift it slowly, by the way, just because you want to make sure that your contact points touch in the right spots. You don't want to damage anything. So here we go. Hitting the up button. Now you see the car move, which means the contact points have made a touch, which is good. Okay, so that one, you can see like, it's like on, but it could be on a little bit better. So I might lower it and move the jack up a little bit. On this side, this one's almost perfect, but it's not quite touching yet. Let's go to the other side. That's about right. Last but not least, yeah, that one right there seems to be on pretty perfect. So really, it's just that one side that we need to adjust. And so come back here to your command module, lower it back down, and now it's about moving this up a little bit. So let's do that. Okay, center that. Check the back again. All right, let's try it again. Let's move it up. All right, so now that one's on perfect. The back one there's on perfect. That one's on very good. And so is that one. So now we are good to go. Oh, and just one more thing you want to pay attention to. Make sure that these lines are going over so you don't get to snag them. And what I did is I put a piece of, or actually just a zippy tie here just to hold it in place, but not tight, so that this can actually still move. Just a pro tip. All right, here we go. And when you should hear it click, when you start hearing the safeties engage. There's one. Yeah, there's the second. All right, now I'm gonna stop it there. I think that should be the highest setting, but let me check on the other side too. Now I'm going to lower it just a little bit so that the safety can click into safe mode. That's spot. And then how about this one over here? Yep, that one's on perfect too. I just want you to see that this right here is a node. It's a little lobe, and when that's up in that position, it allows the little hook here to grip onto this. And that's the safety. And then you just release the pressure down on this. Oops, push down. And now all the weight of the car is actually not on the actuator, it's on the frame of this. And this is its highest setting. And by the way, you know, you can leave your car up, just disengage the hoses, and you could leave it like that if you needed to for long periods of time. As long as the jacks, you know, don't have any like, you know, cold, like too cold or too hot extreme temperatures, or if they get wet, you want to avoid all that. But everything is moderately the same. This will work, and you can see this is that's a pretty good amount of height right there. So that was just the quick rendition of the QuickJack, and this again is the BL 5000 SLX model. I had to read it because I mean, honestly, those model numbers don't really make any sense to me. But that's okay. They do have I think there's a 7,000 and even a little bit more of an industrial strength one for bigger trucks and such. So if you guys are interested in that, go check it out at their website, QuickJack.com. The other thing is, check Costco. That's where I got mine because they had a really good deal on it. So, you know, these things are out there, and I think they're really helpful for anybody who likes to wrench themselves, or maybe you're a detailer and you just want to get the car up so that way you can have like better access to the vehicle itself. But as you can see, I mean, this thing's up in a pretty good height. I mean, you could put like a stool around and like really just spend time detailing your wheels or whatever, or even do tire rotations, brakes, whatever. And by the way, guys, once you actually set this all up and the jack's done, then it's simple. I mean, you know, like that's when it's actually quick to disconnect and connect, lift and raise. But storing the jacks when not in use, you just have to have a spot for those. And like I told you before, they're pretty heavy. So just food for thought. All right, guys, so that's about it. If anybody has any questions on this or comments, feel free to leave them down in the post down below. You know, I'll put the links to where you can get this stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I am working on some more content for you guys, so please like and subscribe if you've liked this video. And more to come. Thanks.